Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to spend some time exploring things to do in Alaska. Alaska is large. It's about 1/5 the size of the contiguous United States. Based on this alone, it's difficult to cover all the ground in one trip. Alaska is the kind of place you take in slowly, over a few trips. Along with its big size comes an overabundance of beauty. Most of the state is uninhabited, which makes for fantastic outdoor adventure. Most visitors find that the cities, while always unique and interesting in themselves, are best used as base camps for exploring the wild beyond. There's an incredible history to learn about the 49th state and plenty of one-of-a-kind experiences. Before we jump into the video, I want to ask you to hit the like and subscribe button, then click the bell so you will be notified every time we upload a new video. Thank you, it really helps the channel. Now let's jump into the video. Denali National Park. Denali is home to the United States' tallest peak. Though the ancient name of this 28-foot mountain is Denali, modern explorers named it Mount McKinley, which is a hot topic among the locals. Regardless of what you choose to call it, it's surrounded by over 6 million acres of tundra, alpine ranges, glaciers, and river valleys. Simply put, it's spectacular. Just about halfway between Fairbanks and Anchorage, the national park has reindeer, wolves, elk, grizzlies, and almost 200 species of birds. Enjoy the sled dog kennels within the park. They have regular demonstrations of how the huskies work together to pull sleds across vast distances. Tracy Arm Fjord. If you've ever thought about taking an Alaskan cruise, you'll almost certainly stop at Tracy Arm. Just south of Juneau in Tongass National Forest, this fjord is surrounded by gorgeous glaciers and it is an awe-inspiring sight. See waterfalls pouring over rock walls, glaciers carve, and the icebergs that they form. The Twin Sawyer Glaciers are the welcoming committee to this natural spectacle. You're almost certain to see moose and brown bear on land and seals and whales in the waters. If you love what you see, you'll also want to check out Prince William Sound in Anchorage. Mendenhall Glacier. Imagine a 13-mile-long river of ice. Difficult? That's because it's an unbelievable sight to see. Mendenhall Glacier lies near the Coast Mountains and the Juneau Icefield, a 1,500 square mile leftover of the Ice Age. The best way to take in all this vastness is by going to the Mendenhall Glacier Visitor Center. At the top of the observatory, park rangers will explain to you the natural history of the incredible views surrounding you. There's a great film to see at the Visitor Center and state-of-the-art exhibits at the center. Don't miss the Alaska Geographic Bookstore. If you want to explore, take one of several trails of differing lengths that will bring you to waterfalls, salmon streams, black bears, bald eagles, moss-filled rainforests, and more. A great game to pass the time is to count the icebergs as you walk. If you're adventurous, I suggest getting a view from the water by kayak. Annan Wildlife Observatory. 30 miles from Wrangell is the Annan Wildlife Observatory. There, you'll find the largest run of pink salmon in Alaska. Even if you're not an angler, you'll want to visit because this large population of salmon supports the large population of black and brown bears in the area. The observatory has a covered viewing shelter, photo blind, and even an outhouse. Pack Creek Bear Viewing Area. A great Alaskan experience is a float plane ride. Why not take one to Pack Creek Brown Bear Viewing Area inside Tongass National Park? About 30 minutes by plane, this is truly a rugged and natural environment. There aren't facilities and there is no cell phone service, which heightens the adventure of observing these wonderful animals. Be prepared to get a bit dirty on the island known as Kutznowu to the Tlingit people. Home to over 1,500 bears, more than the other 49 states combined, you'll love every minute of this outdoor adventure. Kenai Peninsula National Forest. This is undoubtedly the best sightseeing Alaska offers. And that is truly saying a lot. Take in the Kenai Fjords, Harding Icefield, Exit Glacier, and the Alaska Railroad. At Resurrection Bay, the forest's coastline, you'll see sea lions, otters, and even migrating whales. With a large population of bears, the native Alutiiq peoples have relied on the area for generations. While visiting, take a boat tour, kayak, enjoy a ranger-led walking tour, and more. Use Anchorage as your home base and plan several days to visit. Harding Icefield Trail. Located within Kenai National Forest, Harding Icefield and Trail deserve a mention all their own. There are over 40 icebergs along the trail, which spans about 8 miles. It makes for an unparalleled day hike. Make your way through cottonwood forests, lush meadows, and eventually climb above the tree line to take in the entire panorama of the Icefield. It's really a trip back in time to the Ice Age. Ice and snow as far as the eye can see, with only the occasional Nunatak or Lonely Peak to mark the distance. The Alaska Highway. From Dawson Creek in British Columbia, Canada, to the Yukon Territory in Fairbanks, the heart of Alaska, runs the Alaska Highway. Originally built in only 8 months for military purposes during World War II, the highway is the single most important means of access to most of Alaska. It's a big tourist draw because it's a wonderful way to see a large chunk of the state in one trip. It's roughly 1,387 miles long, 232 km. There are junctions every hour or so. Stop in small towns like Charlie Lake, Fort Nelson, Upper Lyde, Johnson's Crossing, Jake's Corner, and Tok in order to see a side of Alaska that you'll never forget. University of Alaska, Museum of the North. An astounding 1 million artifacts are housed in the University of Alaska Museum of the North. The permanent collection is an impressive array of items from indigenous groups, a fine arts collection focused on Alaska, and archaeological finds from prehistoric cultures. The museum itself is in a unique building designed by Joan Serrano. Built to resemble the Alaskan landscape, this is the only teaching and research museum in the state. Located in Fairbanks, a visit allows you to see millions of years of bio and cultural diversity. See a 36,000-year-old mummified bison, a sound and light exhibit that demonstrates how to determine time based on the position of the sun or moon. Learn about the aurora, see beautiful ancient ivory carvings, and much more. I recommend spending at least a few hours here. The Inside Passage. Most people visit the Inside Passage on cruise ships, charter boats, or even yachts. Not only will you find amazing wildlife here, but the passage is also home to several native tribes, including the Tsimshian, Haida, and Tlingit tribes. Part of the passage covers Tongass National Forest, which covers 17 million acres and is the largest national park in the United States. The passage will also take you to Prince of Wales Island, the town of Skagway, the Klondike Gold Rush National Historic Park, the once important American-Russian town of Sitka, not accessible by car, and Ketchikan, one of Alaska's most colorful cities. The Northern Lights. Although Alaska does have some long and dark winters, one of the upsides is an otherworldly view of the Northern Lights. Between September and April, Fairbanks is home to some of the best views of the Aurora Borealis on the planet. It is located under the Aurora Oval, a geographic area where you're most likely to catch a glimpse. Many visitors go each year just for this. The viewing is best just after midnight each night, and tours can provide a lot of perks, like getting to know the best spots. This is one of Earth's most mystical natural occurrences and shouldn't be missed on any Alaska trip. There are also viewing opportunities in Anchorage and Brooks Range. Alaska Native Heritage Center. What's most unique about the Heritage Center is that a number of traditional native dwellings have been relocated to a lake near the center. Guides are there to demonstrate handicrafts and artwork, dance, and sing native songs. Just outside of Anchorage, the Heritage Center aims to tell the real story of the North by expanding visitors' perspectives and encouraging dialogue about the unique landscapes and peoples of the North. There are over 2,600 artifacts at the center, including pieces from every native Alaskan culture. As an affiliate of the Smithsonian Institute, it's a powerful experience. Wrangell-St. Elias National Park. Where can you find 9 of the country's 16 highest peaks? In Wrangell-St. Elias National Park. Grandiose is a great word for the park. Primarily created from volcanoes, Mount Wrangell is the only still active volcano in the park. Climbers love the park, as do kayakers, glacier skiers, and hikers. Visit abandoned mines and the once inhabited mill town of Kennecott Mines. The park is equal in size to 6 Yellowstones, and the peaks and mountains roll on for miles in every direction. Some of the major peaks include Sanford, Blackburn, Wrangell, and Drum, but the sheer number of mountains is quickly overwhelming, and it's best to just stop and soak it all in. Despite the park's popularity, most visitors leave with a sense that they've just seen something no one else has seen. It's that pristine. The Iditarod National Historic Trail. Once used by ancient hunters and later by gold rush prospectors, the Iditarod National Historic Trail stretches from the Bering Strait to Seward. It covers 300 miles and once connected tribes who lived in isolated conditions. Most popularly used for the Iditarod Trail Sled Dog Race, it makes for the perfect winter hike. There are 5 cabins along the trail that can be used as shelter. For adventurous souls, it's a wonderful way to see Alaska and follow in the footsteps of ancient peoples. Totem Heritage Center. Back in the 1930s, the U.S. Forest Service recognized a need to protect and reconstruct existing totem poles in the Alaskan area. That aim quickly expanded to teaching the art of totem pole making because the art form was quickly dying. Traditional carvers from the older generation were commissioned to take abandoned totem poles and restore or recreate them and teach the younger generation in the process. There are now 14 poles in Ketchikan's Totem Bight State Historic Park. Now on the National Register of Historic Places, there are more totem poles at the Connected Heritage Centre as well as a traditional clan house. The beautiful artistry and craftsmanship of this art form must be seen to be fully appreciated. That's Alaska in a nutshell! Alaska is truly a special place, and hopefully this has convinced you to give it a chance. Once you do, you will return many times in the future because there is just so much to see.